Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the news. We are broadcasting live from TVT studios in Lomé. Here are the headlines. Togo continues to demonstrate strong economic performance marked by sustained growth and rising domestic products (GDP) in 2024. Key exports sectors have seen notable expansion in second quarter of 2025. This structural reform initiated under the leadership of President Sossimna Nyasingbe, President of the Council. And the third edition of the International Forum of Digital Economic Professional was officially launched this Wednesday in Lomé, bringing together delegates from all 8 YMO member states over 3 days. Stay with us. Details coming up soon. Togo posted strong economic growth and rising GDP in 2024, driven by ambitious reform under President of the Council Sossimna Nyasingbe. In the second quarter of 2025, Togo exports phosphates, plastic packaging, and refined palm oil surged alongside successful trade performance. This achievement highlights Togo's growing economic resilience and raises questions about a long-term impact of its structural implementation and transformation.
The year 2024 was one in which Togo wrote a new page in its economic history. For the first time, the country surpassed the symbolic threshold of a nominal GDP reaching 6,458.3 billion CFA francs, directly impacting national economic growth, which rose to 6.5%. These achievements reflect the resilience of the national economy, the relevance of the reforms undertaken, and the renewed confidence of both national and international actors in the country's dynamism. Credit goes to the President of the Council Sossimna Nyasingbe, whose ambition for a reform-oriented Togo is increasingly evident. This economic feat was repeated in the second half of 2025 with exports of certain products: phosphate, 23.1 billion CFA francs, representing 10.3% of foreign sales; plastic bags and sacks, 90.4 billion CFA francs, representing 8.7%; refined palm oil, 14.7 billion CFA francs, representing 6.5%. Undoubtedly, these results are the outcome of a business-friendly climate fostered by the President of the Council for over a decade. Trade flows also illustrate this perfectly. In the same quarter, Côte d'Ivoire remained Togo's top client, with exports valued at 29.8 billion CFA francs, followed by India with 29.4 billion CFA francs and Burkina Faso with 24.8 billion CFA francs.
The UNDP's Human Development Report highlights Togo's significant strides in human-centered development. Under the leadership of the President of the Council Sossimna Nyasingbe, national policies places population well-being at the core of each agenda. Key sectors such as education, health, and social protection have undergone substantial improvements, reflecting a strong achievement and commitment to inclusive growth.
In sectors such as health, education, social protection, agriculture, and many others, Togo has made significant progress. Over the past 5 years, at least 6,500 new schools have been built and 15,000 new teachers have been recruited. In agriculture, practices are increasingly modernized and access to financing has been facilitated for farmers. In health, infrastructure and healthcare services have been improved, initiatives that place people at the center of everything.
Le développement humain, faut-il souligner, va bien au-delà de la simple croissance économique.
human development goes far beyond mere economic growth. It incorporates factors such as access to education, access to healthcare, a decent standard of living, inclusion, economic and financial autonomy, and of course, encouraging the active participation of citizens in their society as promoted by the President of the Council. This concept is measured through the Human Development Index, a tool created by the United Nations Development Programme that evaluates indicators such as life expectancy, education levels, and income.
Éducation et bien sûr le revenu par habitant.
These massive investments have improved the living conditions of the population, placing Togo second in the WAMU region and fourth in West Africa, according to the UNDP 2025 Human Development Report.
Il est important de souligner que selon le présent rapport,
It is important to highlight that, according to the current report, our country Togo has recorded remarkable progress. The country has moved from the category of nations with a low human development index to the category of countries with a medium human development index. These advances have been achieved thanks to the ambitious reforms undertaken under the government's roadmap driven by the President of the Council, which have improved health indicators, education, and national income. This is also an opportunity to pay a vibrant tribute to the President of the Council, His Excellency Mr. Forest Nasingwe, for his vision and leadership in steering our country's development, efforts in general, and for his policies on human capital development and digital transformation in particular.
Transformation numérique de notre pays en particulier.
Togo has achieved this progress despite global headwinds, proving that the well-being of Togolese citizens remains the President of the Council's top priority.
The third edition of the International Forum for Digital Economic Professionals was launched this Wednesday in Lomé. Over 3 days, representatives from all the 8 YMU member states are gathering to explore the role of digital transformation in driving inclusive development. This year theme places people at the heart of the innovations, reaffirming the commitment of a human-centered digital future. Let's watch. A robot holding a baby. This image alone explains the stake of the third edition of the YMO International Trade Fair for Digital Economy Professionals. At the heart of the discussion is the role and place of human in digital transformation within the Union. Over 3 days, experts and stakeholders in the digital sector will engage in panels, exhibition, and B2B meetings with the goal of building an inclusive and sustainable digital transformation centered on people. The discussions focus on the strategic choices the YMU private sector can make alongside the public sector to create a synergy that accelerates digital transformation with human at the center. Technology should serve people in sectors such as health, education, and agriculture, making daily life simpler, easier, and more efficient. Togo is hosting this trade fair following Senegal and Côte d'Ivoire, a strategic choice that confirms the country's position in the sub-region's digital momentum. The inaugural ceremony featured the signing of a memorandum of understanding between several organizations and the YMU Commission. Supported by the YMU Commission, the fair aims to stimulate innovation and promote an inclusive digital transformation. Concrete proposals are expected from this gathering, which could help member states strengthen and harmonize their digital. The ECOWAS Parliament opened its second extraordinary session of the year last Monday in Port Harcourt, in Nigeria. This key meeting focusing, reviewing, and adopting the 2026 budgets, crucial to the institution operation, and also includes discussion on the integration of artificial intelligence into parliamentary processes. ECOWAS Parliament President Haja Memunatu Ibrahima set the tone by urging members to engage its thoughtful debates on these forward-looking issues. Ahwefantuga.
Port Harcourt, Nigeria. It is here in Rivers State that the second extraordinary session of the ECOWAS Parliament opens, a session held outside the usual occasion in accordance with the institution's regulations. At the heart of the proceedings is a review and adoption of the Parliament's draft budget for the 2026 fiscal year. The budget aligns with the strategic directions of the Commission and adheres strictly to the principle of zero increase.
Sans ressources financières adéquates,
Without adequate financial resources, managed efficiently and transparently, our parliament cannot fully fulfill its role as a democratic watchdog. The 2026 draft budget, which we are about to examine, embodies our political priorities, drives our future actions, and ensures the autonomy of our institution in a challenging economic context. Its review requires rigor, responsibility, and a strong sense of community interest. Together, we will ensure a redefinition of our priority actions for a rational allocation and efficient management of our resources.
gestion efficiente de nos ressources.
In preparation, an unprecedented seminar on artificial intelligence was held. For the parliamentarians, AI is already a reality transforming society, but it remains a major challenge. Beyond its promises, lawmakers want to anticipate risks related to misinformation, ethical issues, and geopolitical competition. According to the ECOWAS parliamentary president, this session is an opportunity to better understand and harness this tool.
Je suis convaincu que ce séminaire
I am convinced that this seminar will be an occasion for rigorous reflection to master this technology. Today, we all agree that artificial intelligence is no longer fiction. It is a tangible reality. It offers our parliamentary work. As legislators, it is our duty to consider the best ways to use this tool to serve democracy, prevent it from threatening peace and security, and above all, ensure an equitable distribution of its benefits.
équitable de ses bénéfices.
Will Port Harcourt mark a decisive step in equipping the ECOWAS Parliament to fully play its role as a democratic watchdog? The determination of the lawmakers present suggests that it will.
Togo's trade union is stepping up effort to protect domestic workers by advocating for stronger labor, health, and safety guarantees. On Tuesday in Lome, they held a meeting to validate a key advocacy document aimed at pushing the government to ratify the number 189 ILO Convention on Decent Work for Domestic Workers. This initiative reflects a growing commitment to formalizing and securing the rights of long overlooked labor force.
Ensuring fair employment conditions and decent work for all domestic workers is the focus of this meeting of trade union centers in Togo. The organization aims to advocate to the government for the ratification of Convention number 189 of the International Labour Organization, adopted in 2011. This meeting marks a crucial step. The goal is to present the content of the advocacy document to participants in order to gather their feedback and suggestions to refine it. Discussions focus on issues such as wage payment and respect for the rights of domestic workers. There is already awareness that the dignity of these workers is often undermined and their rights are not fully respected. To strengthen this respect, ratification must become a reality. The Togolese government has already taken the necessary measures to ratify the convention, with effort evident in the areas of labor protection, social security, and social dialogue. This convention, which is at the center of this meeting, recognizes and protects the rights of domestic workers worldwide, treating them as professionals rather than servants.
In Parliament, in the Cloto prefectures, the Ministry of Social Action, Solidarity and the Promotion of Women has launched a consultative meeting to draft Togo's national strategy for promotion of women entrepreneurship. Once finalized, this strategic document will serve as a guiding framework for all initiatives supporting women entrepreneurs across the country. The effort marks significant step towards empowering women and strengthening inclusive domestic development.
After the data collection phase for the development of the national strategy to promote women's entrepreneurship, the focus now turned to analysis and the finalization of this strategic document. Here in Parliament, all stakeholders involved are coming together to enrich the process and produce a reliable document capable of supporting the sector's development vision. The aim of this tool is to create synergy among all actors to foster an ecosystem favorable to women's entrepreneurship. The document is intended to be an essential guide for stimulating job creation, increasing the competitiveness of women entrepreneurs, and contributing to economic and social inclusion. The outcome of these 5 days of work will be a reference document guiding all action in favor of Togolese women entrepreneurs. It is a unique framework that will direct all initiatives undertaken by women entrepreneurs in Togo. The initiative comes from the Ministry of Social Action, Solidarity and the Promotion of Women with support from German cooperation through GIZ. It is part of a broader effort to strengthen the business climate for small and medium-sized enterprises while promoting coordinated action in support of women entrepreneurs.
Togo is researching its national intellectual property strategy 10 years after identifying its priority in the sector. Experts from diverse fields, including researchers, artists, legal professionals, and industrialists, are meeting to review progress and propose updates to better align intellectual property with national development goals. Validating this report will help position intellectual property as a strategic tool for innovating, cultural promotion, economic growth, and national sovereignty. In Lome, intellectual property is at the heart of discussions. Researchers, artists, industrialists, scientists, and intellectual property law specialists have gathered. Coming from Togo and beyond, they are reviving the evaluation report of Togo's intellectual property needs submitted in 2013. The goal of this exercise is to assess the real impact of actions taken over the past 10 years and propose the necessary adjustments. This validation will facilitate technology transfer, which will lead to the enhancement of local products through economic intellectual property for businesses and in turn the economic development of the nation. The outcome of this meeting will result in a national roadmap to make intellectual property a genuine driver of development. The results are promising, indicating that the Togolese Republic is determined to fully leverage its intellectual capacities. Through this approach, Togo aims to strengthen its national strategy in the era of innovation and creativity. Since Monday in Lome, off-grid solar photovoltaic technicians have been undergoing a 5-day training session aimed at preparing them for professional certification. Organized by the Regional Stabilization and Development Fund in ECOWAS member states, the initiative seeks to standardize skills to promote the creation of accredited training centers across the region. This approach will help build qualified workforce in renewable energy, crucial for sustainable development and energy access.
All of them are renewable energy technicians specializing in off-grid solar photovoltaic systems. About 20 young men and women from across the country are preparing to take an important step in their careers, obtaining a certification of skills in renewable energy to meet current energy challenges and respond to market demands in accordance with international standards. Solar installations are now strategic for access to energy services throughout the ECOWAS region. To ensure the sustainability of these installations, it is essential that people are trained in the best possible practices, standardized and disseminated across the country. This is a joint initiative by the ECOWAS Regional Stabilization and Development Fund and the ECOWAS Center for Renewable Energy and the Energy Efficiency. It represents a real opportunity for these technicians to successfully pass the certification exam. In the long term, the project aims to enhance local production and renewable energy services, providing significant added value to various value chains.
Bring us to the end of today's edition. Thanks to my wonderful team and to you viewers, cherished viewers, for watching. Stay tuned to our channel for more updates, and remember that everything is possible to who that believe. Until the next time, stay wonderful. Have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.